In this video, we are turning this simple denim fabric into a stunning extended peplum top, and I'll guide you through every step. This style is quite versatile. It can be paired with different variation of a skirt or a trouser. The extended peplum can be very long or short, like the one I made in this tutorial. It was short. That being said, hello everyone. Welcome back to Easy Sewing with TAIC. If you're new here, I'm Taiwo and I create beginner-friendly sewing tutorials. It's so great to have you join us. And to my wonderful returning subscribers, I can't thank you enough for always being here. Your presence and support makes all the difference. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. Now let's get started. For the sake of this tutorial, we'll be dividing this top into three. The upper part, which is the half scale bodice, the lower part, which is the extended peplum, and the sleeve. So we'll be starting with the half scale bodice, the upper part, and we'll be starting with the front first. Moving on, I've gone ahead to fold my fabric into two, starting from the start point line where my tape rule is starting from. I have the chest line, which is 9 inches. The formula together will be showing on your screen, and then the half length is 17 inches, but I added half inch joining allowance to that, making it a total of 17.5 inches. That's all the vertical measurement I need. Moving on to the horizontal measurement, and the first one we are taking here is the shoulder measurement. So the across shoulder measurement that I'm working with is 16 inches. Now remember that this fabric is folded into two, so I'll be dividing that measurement into two as well, and I would have 8 inches. So I'll be taking that measurement on the start point line and also on the chest line like I did. Afterwards, I went ahead to connect it together like this. The next thing I did was to draft out the neckline, and the dimension is 3.5 for the neck width. I also came down by 1 inch from the start point line. This is for the shoulder slope, and I connected it to the neck width. Afterwards, I added half inch for the shoulder joining allowance. Then I came up by 2 inches to start drafting the armhole, and from that 2 inches line I came in by half inch, after which I went ahead to input the bust measurement. So the bust I'm working with is 40 divided by 4 is 10 inches, and that is what I have there. So afterwards I connected the 3 points together this way, and with this I've successfully drafted out the front armhole. Moving on, I went ahead to add the sewing allowance to the bust measurement that I had initially, which is 1.5 inches. Then I proceeded to the half length line to put in the waist measurement. So the waist I'm working with is 34, and that is why I imputed 8.5 there. Afterwards, I added 2.5 inches allowance. 1 inch is for the dart and 1.5 is the sewing allowance. So I went ahead to just draft out my dart. So what I have there is the bust span measurement, which is 7 inches, but 7 divided by 2 is 3.5. Then the dart height I used 5 inches. So I just measured that 3.5 from the 5 inches downwards. Then on both sides downwards, I came out by half inch, totaling 1 inch, which I added to the waist measurement so that there will be no shortage when we are done joining. So I went ahead to complete the neckline. The neck depth that I worked with is 4 inches, and it's just a basic U-shaped neckline. So I just worked with my armhole curve to draw out my curve, and that is it. We are done with the front upper bodice, so I'll go ahead and cut out what I have. Now to draft out the back, I'll be making use of the front while making a few alterations here and there. So as you can see, I have my fabric folded into two. The front bodice has been placed on it, but it is 1 inch longer. Alright, because the front half length is usually longer than the back half length because of the bust bulge, and you can see that I've added my zipper allowance of 1.5 inch. So let's go ahead and alter the armhole. So I went ahead to divide what I have there into two, and I just connected it this way to the bust measurement. So the front armhole is usually deeper half-inch deeper than the back armhole, and this is just how easy it is to draw out the back armhole. After which I went ahead to eliminate zipper bulge by taking out half-inch from the zipper allowance at the waist and replacing the half-inch at the sides. So I just slanted it towards the chest line this way, and I replaced that half-inch at the side. It's important to replace it so that there will be no shortage in your measurement. Then for the back neckline, I work with a curvy V-shaped, and the neck depth is 6 inches. So I made the V shape a bit curvy, so you can choose any neckline of your choice. And that is all the alteration I did to cut out the back. So I just proceeded to cutting out what I have. Now, as you can see, the front is obviously longer than the back and it's not matching up at the sides. So what we usually do to make the sides match up is to take something called the bust dart. And if you have been following my channel, then I'm sure by now you will know how to do this. But I did not want to take out the bust dart on this particular outfit. So this is what I usually do most times. Most times when I do not want to take out the bust dart, I just slanted it out towards the dart line, all right, and I just cut it off. Since the difference I'm working with is not too much, but ideally you're supposed to take out the bust dart, but I chose to work with this today. And with that, I'm done with the front and back upscale upper bodies. Moving on to the second part, which is the extended peplum. I have two pieces of fabric on fold here. One is longer than the other. The one that is longer has the zipper allowance added to it. So I have 1.5 inch zipper allowance added to it. So I went ahead to measure out the round waist measurement divided by 4. And what I have left there is 12 inches. So the extended peplum, I want the extension to just be 10 inches. I do not want it to be too long. So the remaining 2 inches is for the folding allowance. So for the length, here's what you want to do. Subtract your half length measurement from your full length. Whatever you have left, add 1.5 inch to it. Half inch for joining it to the upper part and 1 inch for folding it at the bottom. Now that we have that out of the way, the length and breadth has been covered. I'm just going to eliminate zipper bulge also, so that the back can lay flat and nice. I'll be taking away 1/2 inch from the center back, the zipper allowance also, and I'll just be cutting it out. And that is how easy it is to cut out the extended peplum. And this is what I have. The upper part and the lower part has been successfully cut out. Now for the third part, which is the sleeve, I've gone ahead to cut it out off camera, and that is because I have a sleeve tutorial on this channel. So if you do not know how to cut out your sleeve yet, you can do well to check that out. The link to that will be showing on your screen. Now that we have all our pieces ready, it's time to start coupling this together. This is the front bodice. I went ahead to turn the neckline with bias. I did not cut out a facing for this. I went ahead to weave it at the shoulder and at the bottom part. Then I took in the dart as well. And that is what I have done so far. Also for the back, I turned the neckline with bias. I took in the dart and I weaved the bottom part, like the zipper area and the half length. So what I'll go ahead and do now is to join the two together at the shoulder, all right, using 1/2 inch. Then I'll go ahead and input the bust measurement and the waist measurement. Then I will join it together at the sides as well. After that, I would also go ahead to attach the sleeve. So to attach the sleeve is easy. I just went ahead to fold it and hem it at the bottom. Just locate the midpoint of the sleeve. You must have joined it at the shoulder, match it up with the shoulder joining, and then you just want to sew it from one end to the other end. I'll take this to the sewing machine to do all of that, and I'll show you what I have. And this is it. I've gone ahead to join it at the sides. I've joined it at the shoulder obviously, and I've also fixed the sleeve. So this is what I'm working with presently. The next thing to do is to attach the extended peplum. So I'll spread it out this way and locate the midpoint of the front. The front extended peplum also, I would also locate the midpoint. Then I'll go ahead and attach it to the front waistline only. I'm going to be stopping here at this side joining this way. So I'll go ahead and hold this down with my pin just to show you what I'm talking about. So you want to stop sewing this way. Then for the back, I'll pick it up as well. I'll start joining it from the zipper area. I'll keep sewing till I get to this side, and I'm going to have something like this. This is not the end, we are still going to do more, but I'll go ahead and do this. Then I'll also fold the bottom part of this extended peplum, and I'll be back to show you the next step. So I've gone ahead to do that, and this is what I have. Remember, I told you just to stop at this side joining. So you can decide to stop it here, especially if you are wearing this top with an high waist skirt or trouser. But if you want to take the step further, just go ahead and place it this way, then sew it by 1 inch or 2 inches, just like I did for this other end. You can see how it is, it's a bit closed at that point. So when you are wearing this with your low waist trouser, your tummy, your stomach area rather, would not be showing, unlike if you leave it this way. Okay, so this is what I have so far. The only thing left to do now is to attach my zipper, and I'll be doing that off camera. And that's it for today. If you found this tutorial helpful, don't forget to like, share, subscribe for more sewing tutorials like this. Also drop a comment and tell me what you'd like to learn next. I love hearing from you. See you in the next tutorial. Happy sewing. Bye.